they count the same. They count as wins. He's not happy with that. I guess he feels he's got to be able to control the football a little more.
John Fabo will be kicking off for the Patriots.
Coaches are never happy, are they?
Zalesnik fields it at the 13. He goes towards the far sideline, still on his feet, and finally dragged down just about before getting to the 30-yard line. So that is where the Woodbridge Barrons will start from on their very first possession of the second half. In the first half, their first possession at their own 36, 3 plays and a punt. Second possession, 7 plays, then an interception. Then they started on the Colonia 46, went 4 plays before giving it up on downs, and then 20-yard line start, 3 plays and a turnover. Paul DeLeo is the new quarterback for the Woodbridge Barrons. Number 15, Paul DeLeo.
Number 15, Paul DeLeo at quarterback.
Lukash, first man through. He is stopped right at the 30-yard line. No gain.
Those interior linebackers for Colonia are tough. Dom Chisvetti is 6 foot and he's 210 pounds.
Injured player for the Woodbridge Barrons is Bob Morawski. Frank Capraro looking on. Frank's brother Vin is also involved in coaching. He's the head coach up at Uppsala College in East Orange. So on the very first play of scrimmage in the second half, an injured player for the Barrons. And they're massaging Morawski's leg. Woodbridge 2-2 on the season. They beat Sayreville 21-20 in their opener. They lost by 14 to Stevens, shut out Cedar Ridge, and then were shut out by East Brunswick. Woodbridge next week will host Madison Central. Then they'll be on the road in Edison. And then the Barrons will close out the season hosting Perth Amboy and JFK. Woodbridge competed last year in the high school football playoffs. They were a loser in the opening round to Hunterdon Central. The final score was 9-7 in last year's state playoffs. Woodbridge last year, by virtue of a 7-1 conference record, was the Middlesex County Athletic Conference champions. They were tied with Edison at 7-1, but Woodbridge beat Edison in head-to-head competition, therefore Woodbridge the conference champion. Morawski being carried off the field by 2 teammates, and it is something in the left leg. Whether it is a cramp or something more serious, we don't know. We will keep an eye out to see if Bob Morawski returns to the action.
That was the right guard, Paul. And the reason that it's so tough to run against that Colonia defense is, we'll speak about it in just a minute.
Boudelet in motion. They go with the counter play, and that is Skip Urban.
Now they're going to have to do that. They're going to run misdirection plays because they can't run it. And Eric Broomer weighs 215 pounds. He's the nose guard. Mike Lando, he's 255, and Mark Grayson, he's 215. Paul, they're difficult to run hard. They're running at again inside.
Third down, 4 to go. They give to Urban on a sweep right, and he is hit hard and dropped. Good pursuit by Vic Heidacher.
I'm impressed by that Colonial defense. They get to the ball real quick.
Watch Heidacher come up and make the hit.
Looks like there's room to run right there, and then bingo, everybody and his brother converges on the football. You see all those dark jerseys get to the football.
Woodbridge, number 23, Frank Iacoboni. E for Colonia, number 24, Lamont Swain, and number 24, Joe White.
Iacoboni back to punt. He's gotten off a 39-yarder today for the Barrons. Swain and White are back to receive. Short kick off the side of the foot and out of bounds, and Colonia will begin their first possession of the half in excellent shape.
Colonia will take over first at 10 on the Woodbridge 45-yard line.
The ball will be marked at the 45-yard line, and that is where the Patriots will start from. Colonia 3-1 on the season. Wins over JFK and Madison Central, a loss to Edison, and then a shutout win over Perth Amboy last week. Fumble in the backfield. Schillinger falls on it. Loss of 6. Schillinger has to fall on it, and a loss of 6 on the play.
I think he never did get a hold of it, Paul. He tried to pulled out a little too early. The ball comes up. He doesn't have the ball.
Second and 16 for the Patriots.
Eric Kindler was right on the doorstep, almost recovered the fumble. Second and 16 for the Patriots. Fumble again. And this time the Barrons have it. Second consecutive fumble, and this time the Barrons come up with the fumble, and I believe it was either Kindler or Zega, or maybe even Zidzik, and that's exactly who it was. Joe Zidzik, number 32, is the man who comes up with it. Second consecutive time the snap just wasn't completed.
And Paul, that's the same center, Ron Schneider, and that's the same quarterback, Mark Schillinger. Can't understand that.
Woodbridge starting from their own 49, so they escape Colonia's good field position. Urban rolling out right, and he is stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
And he was stopped by number 31, Victor Heidacker, and number 44,
Heidacker and Spinello making the tackle.
On the play.
Skip Urban, number 20 for the Barrons.
We haven't seen this new quarterback throw yet. I guess coach just wants him to feel the ball a little bit. He's going to have to throw, though, if they're going to get back in the ball game.
As far as I know, from the stats given to me, he hasn't thrown yet this season.
Oh, we're going to see his first pass right now.
Right now, there goes DeLeo. He's got a man right in the open, and the ball is dropped in the open by Jim Boyle. No, and they make him, he's got the completion. Boyle, they said, had it and went out of bounds with it. Watch it on the replay.
It's going to be good to watch, Paul. Let's see that. He's got his back to us. It's going to be hard for us really to see, but let's see if he can. Well, he's got control of that football. No, he doesn't.
Well, Boyle with the reception picks up his 5th catch of the year. He averages almost 18 yards per reception, and he does have a touchdown reception.
Fisher was right on the play, and I'm sure he made the right play.
The call was he had possession when he stepped out of bounds and then lost the ball. DeLeo rolling out right, and he's got another completion to Roger Vernon. So DeLeo has hit 2 of 2 coming into the game.
And now if he can spread the defense a little bit, you know, if he can continue to peck away at him in the air, maybe he can get that running attack going. Because I know Coach feels like he's got a pretty good running attack.
Well, it's confirmed to us right now, Bill, that those are the first 2 passes that DeLeo has thrown all year. Paul DeLeo, junior quarterback.
Batting 1,000.
The give to Boudelet. And Boudelet has maybe a yard.
He was stopped by number 65, Eric Brummer.
And now we hear that Eric Brummer is back in the ball game. Brummer was shaken up, back in the first quarter. Had to have his ankle taped, but now Brummer back in the action for the Colonia Patriots. Spends his summers as a Little League baseball umpire.
3rd and 5.
Roll out left. DeLeo looking for Vernon, overthrown. Excellent coverage by Haynes. But, Bill, there's the thing you talked about earlier, a pass that is either going to be incomplete or completed. It's not going to be intercepted.
Not a badly thrown ball, Paul. Not poorly thrown. Catchable. A little high, but catchable.
And one other piece of good news here in Colonia, the clock is once again official.
And this is an official timeout.
So everything about this game right now is official.
If we were live TV, we'd call it a live TV timeout, but we're not.
Minor equipment adjustment for Mike Loro, the right side guard.
Fourth, and they're going to go for it, Paul.
Fourth down, 5 to go, and the Barrons trailing by 12, and they haven't really shown too much offense so far, so I believe Frank Capraro says we better show it now or else this game might be over already. You know, it's too early to say that, but yet he still has to prove to the team that they've got to move the ball. Big play. Whoops, not anymore.
That hurt. That tight end took off. He got the wrong snap number. Snap number was the second count, and he left on the first sound.
And now making it fourth.
Looks like illegal procedure against the Barons.
The Barons will decide to punt it away. Frank Icavone comes on. Icavone was averaging a little over 37 yards per punt on 8 punts coming into today's game. He'll set up just in Woodbridge territory. Lamont Swain, no, Mike Chin, I'm sorry, is back to receive it at about the 10. Mike Chin is back to receive. Icavone on the day, averaging 26 yards per kick. Didn't get off a good one last time. This time a little better, still off the side of the foot. Gets a good roll, and it's down at the 13-yard line. So Icavone gets away a 27-yarder.
Now they need that fumble. Now they need that big play if they're going to get it back in a ball game. Woodbridge is far from out, you know. There's plenty of time left, Paul. They've just got to start believing in themselves a little bit and play a little harder.
Patriots scored on their first 2 possessions. And since then, neither team has really moved the ball all that well.
Patriots haven't dominated. They've scored and they've been able to move the ball. Most of their effectiveness has been in the air, though.
Schillinger pitches it back for Swain. Swain eludes one tackle, but then is dropped, and dropped hard by Ron Zalesnik.
He was stopped by number 24, Ron Zalesnik.
Both of these defenses came to play today. They're both playing well.
The play was actually made by Matt Lubeski, who cut the play from going outside and then directed it inside right at Zalesnik. I'm talking more like a coach day and day.
Paul, you may be a little stupid, but don't get crazy, will you?
Okay, I won't be a coach. They give it up the middle to Sean Campbell.
Number 33, Sean Campbell, and he was stopped by number 67.
I still tell the coaches when I meet them during the week, you just give me the names, and about Wednesday or Thursday, Bill Horry's going to call you, and you talk X's and O's and trap plays and down blocking with him. I don't understand that stuff. Sean Campbell coming off.
There's no secret to what Colonia has been most successful with in their attack. You know, they've been able to throw in the seams, and there are a lot of seams in that defense right now.
Schillinger going across the middle. Oh, in and out of the hands of Dave Shemko.
They spread the defense, and the receivers find the holes. And he found one that time. It was obvious.
Right over the middle, but Shemko could not hold on.
Well, he's caught a lot of tough ones. This one was too easy for him. That was a problem. I think what happened was he started to run before he had the football.
By the way, with the touchdown pass in the second quarter, Mark Schillinger is now the leading touchdown passer in Middlesex County, depending, of course, on what happens the rest of this Saturday. But he has taken over the initial lead. High snap, Chin gets it down and gets it away. Fielded by Roger Vernon at the 46, and Vernon is brought down on a good tackle by Bob Spinello.
Oh, how close, Paul. Oh, how close.
Mike Chin, great play to save a safety or a touchdown. And then get the kick away.
Well, he muffs that ball. It's in the end zone. It's 2 points, and hey, they've got to kick out from the 20. It's a new ball game.
2 or 6, depends who falls on it.
That's true, Paul, you're right.
But Woodbridge starting from their best field position of the day at the Colonia 43. DeLeo keeps it and gets about 5.
That's the first time we've seen the option play off the Delaware, off the wing, see?
You know, that's the first time either of the three quarterbacks has run today. When's the last time in a high school game you had to go into the third quarter to see a quarterback run?
Right. That little junior, he took off that time. It's a good first play. 6 yards. He's getting a little confidence now, I believe.
Give to Skip Urban. Urban still on his feet, and he goes to about the 26. First down for the Barrons.
And he was stopped by 31, Victor Heidecker, but not before a first down.
Okay, Paul, now they're in 4-down territory, and that's big, you know. That's crucial. Boy, I used to love to be in that 4-down territory. It's like getting a free down.
Skip Urban showing both good individual effort and good balance. Lukash gets about 3.
Lukash is a good runner. He's a hard runner. But like I said, I don't think they're going to be able to dominate inside. They may blow one by one of those big tackles, but they're not going to do it consistently. They're not going to dominate the ground.
Jim Boyle back in at split end for Woodbridge, number 85. He's going to go split left. Boudelet, flanker out to the right. Now he comes in motion. Roll out left, looking for Urban. Urban, out of his hands. At about the 13-yard line, Skip Urban went up for it, and it just slid out of his hands.
That's been a good play for him, that flood play where they flood that zone and put 3 receivers on that side of the field. They've been managing to find the open receiver. He just couldn't hold on to it that time. That would have given him a first down around the 15 someplace.
Roger Vernon back in the ball game. He brought the play in. He and Boyle are alternating, bringing plays in.
He's got 2 downs to go the 6 yards now, Paul.
See if they go to Vernon on this play. They give to Lukash. And Lukash is wrapped up by John Fabo.
He got 2 of them back, and now he's 4th and about 3, I guess.
4th and 5 for the Barrons from the Colonia 1-yard line.
4th down, Barrons are going for it. They proved that when it was 4th down at their own
well,
at the
that's not
Colonia
4th
40.
And 5. That's closer to 4th and 3.5 than it is 4th and 5. I can see the lines real good in the football field. People tell me I don't see the lines too good on a tennis court.
Boudelet in motion. They fake to Lukash. Throwing right and incomplete, as Urban, I believe, was the intended receiver, and he didn't get to the area that the pass was in.
I think he rushed that a little too much. That's what you call a young quarterback's mistake. He threw that a little too early. If he'd waited just a little bit, I think he might have been able to clear a receiver.
Positive point for the Barrons. That's the first time they've really moved the ball well all day. And I'm sure Frank Capraro is letting the offense know that you didn't get in the end zone this time, but you moved the ball well. Let's wait to our next possession. Let's see what we do the next time with the football.
Right, a drop pass and a little mistake here and there, and they could have certainly been in there close to scoring. And once again, they're containing Colonia. Colonia can't run the ball against them. If they can continue to contain the Colonia offense, why, they'll get another shot at it.
For the Patriots from their own 20.
2nd and 10.
I'm sure Frank's more concerned about their passing attack. This is a passing down. A lot of holes. Linebackers are playing tight. Safety men are playing deep. Here's the sweep. He's got room this time.
Campbell gets out to the 35. Gagman and Lukash have to bring him down, but it's a Patriot first down. Good blocking.
Excellent blocking, and Campbell really takes off. He sees a little daylight on number 26. He cuts inside and runs right by a potential tackler.
Good block thrown in there by Dave Shemko. tight end clearing out the side. First down.
Ball is handed off to number 32,
Shizvetti with the carry. 3, 6 different ball carriers today for Colonia.
Mike Luro made that stop, and a good stop it was. He had to cover a lot of ground to get to that football.
For the Patriots, 5-yard gain on that play.
Second and 6. Campbell for about 2 yards.
33, Sean Campbell, and he was stopped by a host of Barrons in the middle of the line, assisted by 84, Alexander.
Third down and 5. Very, very big play for the Patriots. Campbell is out. Haynes is in as the flanker.
They've been able to convert these big plays, and that's been the difference, Paul. You got to get some more coverage out here in the flank, otherwise you're going to be in trouble. Man's free in the flat.
And it's complete to Robert Haynes. And Haynes has it inside Woodbridge territory.
Robert Haynes, and he was
They're going to have to invert that cornerback. They're going to have to put the cornerback inside and rotate the safety man over deep, because if they don't, they're giving them that play.
now in Woodbridge territory on the Woodbridge 48-yard line.
Once again, it's a simple crossing pattern. There's nobody out there in the flat. The cornerback is way off the ball. He's about 12 yards deep. He's going to have to play inverted. He's going to have to get inside.
To give to Heidacker.
Ball is handed off to number 31, Victor Heidacker.
And I just have to amend a stat that I gave you a few seconds ago. 7 different ball carriers for Colonia. Woodbridge player shaking up. Glenn Capilla appears to be holding on to his hand. Might have hit it against somebody's helmet.
Number 69.
And Pat Koseski has to come in to replace Capilla.
A lot of plays. He's knocked out. He's just played a good football game to date. They're going to miss him.
Woodbridge 47-yard line.
Glenn 6'2", 216 pounds, and he's been playing good football.
Koseski is in to replace Capilla. Schillinger looking across the middle, incomplete. Intended for Griner. If you are watching a Saturday evening, I'd like to remind you that coming up immediately following this game, East Orange against West Essex. Schillinger on the day, 8 for 13, nearing the 100-yard mark, and he has thrown a touchdown pass, an 18-yarder to Scott Griner. 9 seconds left in the third quarter.
3rd and 9 for the Patriots from the 47-yard line. From the 48-yard line of Woodbridge.
Schillinger calling signals. The lefty, as we said, now leads Middlesex County in touchdown passes. Gives to Sean Campbell. Campbell gets a few yards.
They're difficult to run against inside. Those 2 inside linebackers are playing pretty tight.
And that is the end of the third quarter of play. Scoreless third quarter, and Colonia still holding on to a 12-0 advantage. We'll be right back. Mike Chin gets away, a nice high punt. Vernon fields it at the 12, sidesteps the tackler, and he returns it 8 yards to the 20. So Woodbridge will begin their first possession of the fourth quarter at, let's call it the 19-yard line.
Colonia kicking game has been outstanding today, Paul. Has been their punt coverage, and they've kept Woodbridge in a hole most of the first half and third period.
I'm glad to see you calling them Woodbridge instead of Woodridge, which is a team that you used to beat up a lot on when you were the coach over at Glenridge.
Well, we used to play them a lot. I don't know how much we beat them up. We used to play them a lot.
You used to beat up on everybody. Pitch back to Urban, and Urban makes a fine individual effort to come up with a high pitch. I saw your resume. What was it, 10 state championships?
That was during the Neanderthal days, Paul. That was way back.
Second down, loss of maybe a few feet on the play, so let's still call it 10. Fourth and final quarter, Colonia holding on to a 12-0 advantage, which they've had since about, well, 1 minute into the second quarter. Swing pass outside, nice completion.
Very well thrown ball. He threw that on a dead run, going to his left across his body.
Boyle hauls it in.
Difficult ball to throw, and he threw it well. Watch this ball cross his body now. Watch. He's a righty. He's going to his left, across his body, and he hits his receiver right on the numbers.
Measurement being called for.
Kids are getting a little tired now. Here's where they need to be pumped up. Here's where you have to get on them to continue to be intense, you know, because they're beginning to relax a little bit. And the way this game's been played, you know, with 2 big plays actually being the difference in the ball game, why nothing's safe. Certainly time enough for 2 scores.
Interestingly, both coaches today, Frank Capraro and Pat Barbado, are graduates of Woodbridge High School. Although Pat will want me to point out, not the same year. Skip Urban up to about the 40.
Very good call, and like I say, they'll be able to run that wing back around. They'll be able to run those little quick traps occasionally. What they can't do is bang that fullback in there or run that halfback off tackle. And they can't do it because of the size and the strength of the Colonia line.
First down for Woodbridge. So Woodbridge, again, showing signs of life on offense. Their last possession was their best of the day.
They've got 2 first downs in a row. Well, see, now that they proved me wrong, they ran right at him and picked up 6 yards. Maybe those big fellas inside are getting a little tired. No better conditioner than a good running play, you know, or a little success in the running game.
And Ron Lukács has had success today. 3 yards per pop.
Whoops.
No play.
I think that's fortunate for Woodbridge that there's a whistle on the play.
Although it may cost them 5, it almost cost them the football.
2nd and 10, Paul.
Dead ball foul brings it back 5. And we'll set up approximately 2nd and 9, maybe 2nd and 10. Many, many penalties today. That is the 13th penalty of the game. 6 for the Barrons, 55 yards, 7 against Colonia. They haven't committed a penalty for quite a long time, but they have been penalized for 78 yards.
I do believe they're going to have to throw the ball.
2nd and 9. Urban in motion. Fake to Boudelet. DeLeo will keep it and get about 3 yards.
Number 15, and he was stopped by number 673, Mike Lango, and number 65, Eric Miller.
This is the middle game, in the series between the 3 Woodbridge Township high schools. On opening day, Colonia beat JFK 19-6. Today, of course, Colonia Woodbridge, and on Thanksgiving Day, Woodbridge plays JFK. There's no official championship of the township, but right now, Colonia holds a 1-0 advantage by virtue of beating JFK. Fake to Lukács. DeLeo completes it to Kindler. Kindler is across the 40, inside the out at the 36-yard line.
And now they're making a big play, Paul. They get in here pretty soon. Why, we're going to be in for one heck of a closing game. They're flooding the zone. They put 3 people in the area, 1 deep, 1's in the middle. That's a fellow that was in the middle.
And another interesting point, should Woodbridge score twice, all they would have to do would be complete 1 of 2 extra points for the lead. Again, assuming they get 2 touchdowns. Urban with the carry.
Ball is handed off to number 20, Alex Urban, and he was stopped by 32, Dominic Chevalier.
Good play by Chevalier. If he doesn't make that stick, why, he could be still running.
Gain of 4. Skip Urban has carried the ball 9 times today. A heavy workload for him, 3.8 average. Fake to Lukács. This time they're looking in the air, and they have Kindler. And once again, Eric Kindler, the tight end, pops off the line, goes in the flat, picks up enough yardage for a Woodbridge first down. And because of that, Colonia wants to call time.
The passing game of both teams have been their most effective weapon. I don't know why, but so many coaches seem to feel that it's and I think I spoke to you about this, it's almost immoral to throw the ball, and you know, and that be the reason why you're good.
Eric Kindler on the day, 60 yards in receptions on 3 passes. That's right, there was a coach who I remember years ago, a fellow by the name of Jim Buckley.
That's right.
Used to hate the passes. Matter of fact, he once suggested that you only get 3 points for a passing touchdown.
That's right. Thought it was immoral to throw the ball. Thought it was immoral.
And what do they do with those people? They make them principals of high school.
That's right. Get rid of them.
8 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the ball game. Woodbridge on their second prolonged drive of the day. The last one, they eventually gave it over on downs.
Well, they're going to have to capitalize on this attempt. Now, they've had about 2 or 3 shots. 2 or 3 times they've been in there in that 30-yard line with 4 tries, and they've floundered. Now, they've got to capitalize this time, and then they'll be in the ball game.
Jim Boyle comes out split wide right. They shift in the backfield. Give to Boudelet. Boudelet sweeping left. Still on his feet, makes it down to about the 15-yard line.
Paul, this is what I spoke of earlier. Now, the reason that they're running as successfully as they are is because they've been able to throw the ball. You see, once again, the passing game has made their running game more effective. Sometimes people only think in the reverse. They think you have to run if you're going to pass. Well, you have to pass if you're going to run successfully too, especially against a big defensive line like the line that they're facing now.
7-yard pickup for Boudelet. And again, he gets the call. He has a first down. He's still going. Touchdown, Derek Boudelet. From the 15-yard line, Derek Boudelet has made this a 12-6 football game.
He skipped in there, and he skipped in there, and he darted, and he's a good running back, and that was a great run. And once again, I credit the passing game to that run.
Sweep right. It is led by Weiserat and Loro. Woodbridge extra points. No, Woodbridge wants time. And once again, the Barrons need to only make 1 of 2 extra points to win this football game, again, assuming they can score that next touchdown. Joe Zidzik is the kicker. So Derek Boudelet from 15 yards out with 7:22 remaining. And has put the Barrons on the scoreboard.
I understand their extra point kicker is a fine kicker. So he figures to make 1 out of 2. Actually, he figures to make 2 out of 2, but let's see.
Once again, Zidzik, number 32, you see him there. Counting the players, as is the kicker's job. The long snapper on any kick placement is supposed to be Mike Loro, and Ron Zalesnik is the holder.
We're going to have a barn burner. I get that feeling, Paul. This game is far from over. It's tough to come back, you know, when you've had to leave most of the game and all of a sudden you lose that big M. Momentum goes the other way.
Zidzik with Zalesnik holding. And the kick is good. So Zizek has done his job by putting through the placement. Rob Spinello, a Colonia player, injured, but for the moment, let's turn our concentration to the scoreboard, which now reads Colonia 12 and Woodbridge 7. Spinello,
defensive end, Paul.
Defensive end, also, by the way, has the rushing touchdown today. For Griner, no, he's got Shimko. Shimko has it out to the 37.
Talk about big plays, Paul. Talk about big plays.
Griner cuts back long, but then Shimko comes underneath to make the reception.
As long as they give that quarterback time to throw, as they just did, he's going to be able to pick them apart. That big old receiver's a good one.
His third reception of the day, 18.7 yards per catch. None more important than that one. Lamont Swain, Swain runs it out to the right, gets to about the 43. And not only did that give Colonia much needed first down, it gave them some breathing room here.
Yes, it did. They keep them back in here, make them punt, and they're going to wind up with the ball inside Colonia territory.
They're going to force Woodbridge, should they turn it over, even right now on a punt, to go 80 yards for a score.
Yeah. Well, they've got enough time to do it right now. They'll only get one crack at it, though.
The give to Haynes. And Haynes is dropped up by Mike Luro.
And he was stopped by 67 Mike Luro. And also assisted by 26 Matthew Lebansky. Third and 3.
Big third down play. Have you heard that before? Well, it is a big play. They don't make it here. They've got to kick it away, and that may give Woodbridge 2 shots at it. At least they won't have to rush it.
Schillinger 9 of 14 today.
They're covering much better now on this open end of the field.
He's going to the air again. Incomplete. Swain had it for a first down at midfield, but it was a little bit behind him. Tripped him up, couldn't hold on to the ball, and now the decision is to punt it away.
Oh, no question. They've got to punt it away.
Shin is back to punt.
They've got to put the ball put the game in the hands of their defense.
All right, now really the game at this point belongs to both Mike Shin, who has to get away a good punt, and Roger Vernon, who has to A, field it, and B, depending on what kind of return he can get, give his team some position. Shin has already gotten away a 56-yarder. He gets this one high. There'll be good coverage by Colonia. And Vernon does only get about a 3-yard return. Excellent punt by Mike Shin. Got it up real high. And the coverage was excellent for the Patriots.
Mr. Chin's earned his salary today. He's played well. He's kicked well.
5-point lead for the Colonia Patriots. Patriots will start from their own 27. With 4 minutes and 31 seconds to go. Nothing on first down. Rob Spinello is one of the men in on the tackle. Good to see Spinello back. He was shaken up before.
He's hard to move. He's a big, strong boy. 2nd and 12, and they're going to have to throw it or screen it or do something different.
John Fabo and Mike Lanto also helped out on the tackle. Loss of a couple on the play. Shift in the backfield. Boudelet running left. Still on his feet. He'll get about 4. It'll bring up a 3rd and 8. Brummer on the tackle.
And 7 for Woodbridge. 3rd and 7 from about their own 28-yard line.
This may be their last try. If they don't make it, well, they're going to have to kick it, and this could be a problem.
Roll out right. He's looking for Vernon. Vernon's got to come back for it. Good defensive play by Lawrence Dandridge. Lawrence Dandridge, number 46, a senior safety, just came up and knocked that away from Roger Vernon. Here it is on the replay.
It's one-on-one coverage, Paul. He just did a good job of going to the football. Ball was well thrown. He just did a great job of getting to the football.
And now with 3:11 left, Colonia will give it away and hope for a turnover.
Well, they know two things. They know when they kick it away, Colonia is going to try to eat up the clock. They're going to try to stay on the ground.
Number 23, Frank Ichabod.
Ichabod kicks it. Fielded by Joe White. Joe White at the 40, at the 30. White is going to go all the way. Joe White on a 54-yard punt return.
Once again, the big play. Here it is, Paul. Coverage got beyond the fellow that caught the ball. The first man down had gone too far to the outside and was beyond the receiver, and that's what happened.
Joe White, who oddly enough, as I was walking on the field before the game, I happened to pass Joe and he just looked up and said, "Hey, watch for me today." Now everybody says that, but every once in a while it comes true. Joe White, 51-yard punt return.
Coverage had overrun, you know, the ball. He just got to the outside and had a lot of running room. Broke it well, made a couple of good cuts. Outran the last defender. Fine play.
(18-7) is the score. Colonia called for timeout right there with 2:58 remaining. Joe White, 51-yard punt return. And that pretty much should close it out. Woodbridge has to go a long way twice.
If there's a fat lady around here, she'd begin to tune up, don't you think?
She's in the wings right now.
This game will be televised again this evening at 8 p.m. and also tomorrow morning at 10 p.m. 10 a.m. rather, 10 a.m.
Colonia opting to go for two. Roll out left for Schillinger. Looks for White. Incomplete.
You still need two scores, Paul, and that's tough. You still need two scores to get back in the ball game, to win the game.
Colonia 18 and Woodbridge 7 on the 51-yard kickoff return, a punt return by Joe White. And the Colonia cheerleaders celebrating their captains, the varsity captain Valerie Clementi, co-captain Gina Marino, JV captain Sherry Eisenberger, and her co-captain Tracy Wood. They certainly have something to cheer about today. Colonia appears to go 4-1 on the season. Next week, the Patriots will host, they'll be at Sayreville. Then they will host J.P. Stevens 2 weeks from today in a very, very big MCAC game. And then Colonia will go to Cedar Ridge, and then on Thanksgiving Day, they will host East Brunswick here in Colonia, and that will be a tough contest also. John Fabo set to kick it away for the Patriots.
Come on, Fabo!
Big M has turned around, Paul.
Picked up by Kindler. And Kindler is dropped at the 30-yard line, about a return of 2 yards maybe.
Eric Kindler, and he was stopped by 88, Scott Reiner. First and 10 for Woodbridge from their own 30-yard line.
And you can expect the Barrons to rebound from this one. Pass almost picked off, intended for Skip Irvin. In 12 years, Frank Caprara has only had 2 losing seasons, so you know that he'll have the team ready for next week and the 3 weeks to follow.
And he gets his good quarterback back, his senior quarterback. Boy, I'm sure that's going to help.
The quarterback for Woodbridge is number 15, Paul DeLeo.
DeLeo calling signals. This is his first varsity action, or at least today he's thrown his first varsity passes. The rush is on from Spinello. DeLeo gets away, turns it upfield, and gets to the 42-yard line.
He hasn't played poorly. He's led him on 2 or 3 real good drives, Paul.
And it's a first down for Woodbridge.
First down, Woodbridge. First down.
DeLeo with the rollout. Spinello with the pressure, and right about here he decides to run it. Eric Brummer takes him down. DeLeo looking in the flat, incomplete, intended for Vernon. Colonia got all the scoring started back in the first quarter on a Spinello 5-yard touchdown run. The extra point failed. Early second quarter, Greiner hauled in a TD reception to make it 12-0. Woodbridge came back on a Boudelet 15-yard run, and with Zizek added the point, it was 12-7. But then moments later, Joe White went 51 yards with a punt. The extra point failed, but Colonia now comfortably in front by 11.
It's been a big play game. It's been a good spectator game.
DeLeo will carry it right out to midfield.
Ball was stopped by the quarterback, Paul DeLeo, and he was stopped by
1 minute, 52 seconds to go, and a timeout called for by the Barrons.
You certainly have to credit that Woodbridge team. They haven't packed it in, have they, Paul?
They're a good club, but once again, as we said, they've only had 2 losing seasons in the last 12 years.
These are 2 heavyweights, 2 good football teams, 2 well-coached, incidentally, good football teams. And most certainly, I don't believe either team has completely dominated this game. It's been a kind of a game that both coaches, in fact, expected it to be. A real knock them down, drag them out, you know, kind of ball game where 1 big play or 2 big plays have decided the outcome.
3 good teams in the township this year. Woodbridge is now 2-3, but as you can see, they've got a good club. Colonia is now 4-1 on the season under Pat Barbado. And last night, JFK under Carrie Hammer improved to 5-1 as they handed Bishop R their first loss of the season, a 7-0 win in Edison. So the Mustangs are now 5-1, and the only team the Mustangs have lost to, the Colonia Patriots.
I'm impressed with a lot of things about this Colonia team. I'm impressed with their passing attack, obviously. I'm also impressed with their defensive line, their front 5.
Boudelet in motion. DeLeo is passing, and he finds Eric Kindler. Eric Kindler had come into today's game with only 2 receptions, and I believe that is his 4th of the game. Eric Kindler has been a busy player at his tight end spot.
They have to get in real quick and then onside it. I'm sure that's what's in the minds of the coaching staff. That's what they're thinking. That's what these kids are thinking. And look, Paul, they haven't packed it in at all.
It's certainly still within possibility, but as you said, they do have to score on this drive and quickly on this drive. Looking for Boyle, but Spinello will not allow the play to happen. Bob Spinello has been in close to a sack about 3 times today, but this time Bob Spinello recorded the sack. Watch him shoot in from his defensive end spot.
Yeah, he just kept coming. Here he comes. Somebody tried to block him out. Couldn't get very much of him. Perhaps if the quarterback had been able to step up a little quicker, why, it might have made it a little more difficult to get the sack.
Spinello, who was shaken up on the extra point attempt by Woodbridge, has come back and recorded a very big sack.
And Tony Severini for Colonia.
1 minute, 35 seconds remaining. The Colonia Patriots under Pat Barbado looking to qualify once again for the Central Jersey playoffs. However, this year they would have to do it in Group 3. The latest state rankings of the class populations have just come out, and Colonia is now a Group 3 school.
And this win over a Group 4 school could help them a whole lot in making the finals if there are more than one team that qualifies as they do.
We have seen a lot of passing today, well over 220 yards in the air. Pass in the flat, falls incomplete. It is a very important thing when a Group 3 can pick up a win over a Group 4 in terms of the quality points. And for the most part, Colonia plays a Group 4 schedule. JFK is a 3, and most of the other schools on the list that they play are Group 4 schools. Same thing with Woodbridge. The MCAC is predominantly a Group 4 conference. Straight drop, pressure is on, little screen pass intended for Lukács.
That screen was set up just proper, just perfect.
But John Fabo didn't make it work. He got in too fast.
A good reception on that play, and once again, that could have gone a long distance. The play was set up just perfect.
1 minute, 26 seconds to go, and it is 4th and 24 for the Barrons. DeLeo going for it all. Picked off. Robert Haynes with an interception at the 20.
Fumble.
Pass was caught by number 36, Robert Haynes.
Ball was fumbled, but Colonia come up with it, Paul.
29 line.
Colonia will have to run out 1 minute and 14 seconds to pick up their 4th win of the season. And unofficially, Colonia is now the champion of Woodbridge Township, having beaten both JFK and Woodbridge.
Imagine if they had one school in the township. What a school, what a power that would be.
Probably be a Group 8 school.
They don't get any bigger than a 4.
That would be a big school, because Woodbridge is a big township. Special thanks to Steve Gleitzman, the acting athletic director here at Colonia High School, and to Sam Lupo, the athletic director at Woodbridge, for their assistance in today's game, and of course to the coaches, Frank Capraro, now in his 12th season, and Pat Barbado in his 8th year here at Colonia High School.
And Bill Gatus, get well quickly, will you? I need my old tennis partner. It's gonna be tough without you.
20 seconds remaining, and Colonia will improve on the season to 4-1. Next week they will be in Sayreville, and then that big meeting 2 weeks from today right here at the Colonia High School field against J.P. Stevens. The crowd counts off the final seconds. score, Colonia 18, Woodbridge 7. We'll be back from the field in just a moment.